keep going, right? Filter out the noise of all the criticism, all of the things that will have you down, that will tell you you're not enough, that will tell you to give up, that will tell you that your music is trash and you're a failure because you're not making any music, to just get a job and just whatever. Filter out all of that noise. So I'm doing this video for a few reasons, and I have my top three. So the first reason is that as an artist, I feel depleted, I feel discouraged. I feel like the people around me don't really understand what I'm doing. I feel like no matter what I do, it's never enough. And I know if I feel that way, I know other artists feel that way. So I want to share in this experience with you because I'm sure there are some out there who can relate to me and understand. I also want to feel like, to remind myself that I'm working hard, that I'm doing things that are furthering my career. Even if you can't see it at the surface, there's a lot of stuff going on below the surface. The second reason I'm doing this is for the people who are critics, for the people who look at, artists and kind of see them performing and think that's all there is to it. People who think that artists are just kind of like floating through life and it's just such a breeze and all this other stuff. And maybe honestly, you don't understand, and I get it. And maybe no one's really explained to you how much work actually goes into being a full-time independent artist or even a part-time independent artist. It's a lot of work. So hopefully after this video, you'll have a greater understanding of what it takes to be an independent artist. My third reason for doing this video is for the people who are thinking about starting this journey. I don't necessarily want to discourage you from it, but I want you to have a realistic view of what it takes to be an independent artist. It takes time, it takes effort, and it takes a lot of the things I'm going to share with you coming up in a minute or so. So when I started doing this video, I thought that I would just have a sticky note and put all the things on there that, just to reference. And this is actually what I ended up with, right? All of this. I ended up with talking about what it actually takes to be an independent artist. And so let's just get into it, right? Let's just jump right into what it takes to be an independent artist, okay? So for me, I'm talking from my perspective. I don't have a team working with me. My team is my husband. He helps me out a lot, and without him, I don't know what I would do. Some people have teams working for them, but for me, I'm basically doing everything by myself. My husband mixes and masters my music for me, and I really appreciate that. He champions me, he encourages me, but when it comes to the actual marketing and all this other stuff that we'll get into, it's me doing it. So just for some clarification, I am a singer-songwriter. I am, at this point, a producer. I am a writer and a photographer. And so all three of those things are my full-time gigs, so to speak, right? They all make up my full-time gig, which is a full-time artist. So number one, the first thing that you actually need to be an independent artist is the talent, right? This is what everybody sees. This is what people see at the open mics, at the concerts, online, the music videos. They see the end product. So in order to be a full-time artist or an independent artist, you have to have talent, right? I mean, that could be debatable, but you have to have talent. You have to have talent. You have to have something. It's the actual creating the thing. Even if other people don't think it's good, so what, but the actual sitting down to make it, that takes time and effort and work. And if you make something, you're going to tear it apart. You're going to be like, oh my God, this sucks. You're going to think it's the greatest thing today. And then tomorrow you're like, scrap the whole thing. It sucks. It's horrible. This is mentally exhausting. That is a mentally exhausting process to actually come up with something and create something. We're always critiquing ourselves. We're our worst critic. And so with creating music or art or photography or writing, it's no different, so that takes a lot of energy. The second thing you need are resources. So like I said, I'm doing everything by myself with the help of my husband. Some people have to pay to get the help they need. Some people, I've had to invest in programs, in marketing videos. Even if you don't have money, time is so valuable to learn the ins and out of marketing your music, or how to play a chord or how to write a song. You're spending time reading books, watching videos, all the stuff that it takes to really become a good artist or become an artist that you can be proud of yourself to be, right? So think about that. It takes resources and again, money. If you want to invest in if you want to be a guitarist, it'd probably be best for you to take guitar lessons. If you want to be a solo guitarist, take the lessons you need to take, or a drummer or whatever. It takes resources. So I'm a DIY artist, right? So I'm about doing everything myself because I don't have the budget. I don't have the money. And so that takes more time. It takes more time to create something good because that's not really my forte. It's not really my thing. It's like I said, money or time, right? And then it takes knowledge and skill. And these are things that you have to learn along the way. These are things that you have to pick up, things you got to fall on your face to learn, things you got to learn from YouTube or resources like I talked about, books and stuff like that. It takes time and money to become good at something. It just does. And if you're really dedicated to it, then stick it out. If you don't have the money, spend the time. If you don't have the time, you got to spend the money sometimes. The third thing, I am a graphic designer. And the thing is, I'm not, right? This is not something I went to school for. I didn't study it. I didn't, intern under somebody. No, I learned this along the way. Now, tip, Canva will change your life. Canva is so easy to use. It makes everything that much simpler. You can go in and tinker with stuff and make it your own, but Canva has been a big help. So not only am I the talent, but I'm also a graphic designer. I design my flyers. I design my social media posts. I design my albums. I even help other people designing their albums, and that's not even my thing. Yeah, anything you can name of. Banners for my email. Like, I design it myself. So this is also taking time, right? And resources and money. I'm also a podcaster. I actually have 2 podcasts by myself and 2 with my husband. The 2 podcasts that I run are Black Girls Make Music, and which focuses on Black women in music. And the second one is the Full Well Project, which is more about, the whole person, wellness, encouragement, love, helping people to know that they are loved, that they are born loved, right? So podcasting is a whole other thing, right? So I am the sound engineer. I am the person recording behind the glass. Like, it's me. I'm the one coming up with the content. I'm the one putting out and editing the podcasts. I'm the one marketing it. I'm the one putting it out on Anchor. Anchor, another tip for you guys if you want to start a podcast, use Anchor. I'm doing all of that, right? Like, it's not like being a one girl band is not like, or one man band, whatever, is not easy. It's not simple, but it's something I'm really proud of, and it's something I'm like, wow, I'm doing the thing. I'm doing that, and whether I do it well or not, that's up to other people to decide. But for me, I know that I'm doing the best that I can. And so I can be proud of myself in that. I am an editor. I edit my music. Like I talked about, I edit my podcasts. I edit my photos. I edit my writing. And that takes time. Like, people work in positions where they're just editors, where they just edit music, where they just edit writing, where they just edit photos. You know what I mean? And I'm doing all of that. I'm doing all those things. And again, I'm not saying this to brag, but like, I can be proud of myself for doing the best that I can in all of this, because I don't have the money. So I'm trying to do things on my own. And also, for those artists out there who are doing that, I commend you. I am so proud of you, because this is a lot of work. In the booth, so to speak, re-recording my music, putting down tracks, instrumentation, all this stuff, right? So yes. Also, as an independent artist, you might mix and master your own music. And I don't. I thank God. I want to learn because I should know how to. But I thank God for my husband, because he mixes and masters everything that sounds great. And I'm just so happy that I have him in my corner to do that. Because I know people who have had nightmarish experiences sending their music to people who mix and master it, and it doesn't come out that well. So then they end up doing it themselves. They want to learn themselves so that they can make the music sound great, to them, and that takes time and resources and effort and failing and trying, and it stops people from sharing their music a lot of times too. So again, I commend you if you mix and master music, and I want to get on your level. Okay. I'm a songwriter. I write my own songs. Yes, I do a lot of covers, but I write a lot of music. I write the songs myself. That means going back and editing it. That means, the time that it takes to actually finish the song. I put down instrumental works, right? So like I use the keyboard we use FL Studios, and I put down, songs from the keyboard or my guitar. Like, and that could be tedious because I'm not really a guitarist, but I try my best. And so that could be take after take after take after take. And my main instrument is my voice. And so that's one of the reasons why I do a lot of acapellas, because it's just the easiest thing for me to do right now until I learn how to master a guitar or piano or something else. I am an arranger. I arrange all my own music. I arrange the covers I do. When I did the mashup of The Main Ingredient, Everybody Plays a Fool, and Just Don't Want to Be Lonely, I arranged that so that it could be cohesive, so it can come together, There's a lot of work in arranging. And these are like, if this is stuff that you do, like, I'm telling you this because maybe you don't think about it, but this is something you do that's important. Again, people get paid to arrange music, and you do it all the time. Like, these are skills that you're learning along the way, and you should be proud of yourself for that. So yes, I arrange my own music. much like a lot of other artists, but you wouldn't think that because all you see on the surface is just the finished product. But you don't see how many times I had to go back and like figure out, how do I want to mix that in there? Do I want this harmony here or should I move it over here? Like, it's a lot of work that goes into arranging. And yeah, and that's one of the things that you probably will need to consider being an independent artist. Unless you have someone to arrange your stuff for you. I'm a manager. I am my own manager, right? So I feel like managers kind of cross over into many things. Like, not only are they like championing their artists, encouraging them, they're also managing them, meaning like making them privy to opportunities that they might not have been privy to before. Time management. This is what you need to be working on right now. This is where you need to be. All this other stuff. That's me. And thank God for Google Calendars. Thank God for planners and all the other resources that I use to help me get along in my independent artistry, So yeah, I am my own manager. I'm my own booking manager. I'm the one getting me gigs. I'm the one that's replying back and forth to emails and working out how much I should get paid for something. I'm the one doing all of that. I'm the one seeing which opportunities are the best for me. I'm the one scouting out the venues, all this stuff, all this work that goes into being an independent artist if you want to perform anyway. Some people don't perform. So, if that's not you, that's fine. But really understanding that, yeah, you're your own booking manager too. So yeah, like I said, open mics, festivals, concerts, etc. Anything, like even if you want to play at the library, you're your own booking manager. So you're also your own social media strategist, right? So I actually hate Instagram. I hate like having to be there. I hate having to post there, but I understand it's a necessary, I won't say evil. It's just a necessary thing in today's culture. People are on Instagram, people are on TikTok, people are on Facebook. And so you have to figure out what strategy works for you. You have to figure out like your analytics and like the people you're trying to appeal to, like all this stuff. And again, people go to school for this. So you're learning on the ground. You're learning how to do this right here and right now. Like, you're learning when to post. You're learning how to engage your audience. You're learning like how to have a cohesive brand. You know what I'm saying? Like, this stuff takes work and it takes time. And it's okay if it takes you a little longer. It's taking me a little longer because I don't know any of this stuff. All I want to do is make music, but I know that's not all I can do. If you're trying to build an audience, if you're trying to build a fan base, this stuff is necessary for you to do. PR agent, so public relations, like when people leave comments on your stuff, you're replying to them. When, something bad happens or, I don't know, you say something kind of off base or whatever, you're the one cleaning up that mess. You're the one fixing up your image. Like, it's you. You're presenting in all these different efforts. You don't have a team working around you who's making sure you look great on social media or on your content or at a concert or whatever. Like, this stuff is for you to manage. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to do all of that. You're a video editor. I'm making a video right now. I have to edit this when I'm done, to make it look more presentable, to cut it down if it needs to be cut. I make my own music videos. And again, they're not like works of art. I'm not like a paid videographer, I'll say that, but I am a videographer, right? Because I do it. But yeah, like I just use my camera on my phone and record videos, or I use this camera right here and record videos. Like, I am my own videographer. I'm sitting in front of a window to get the right light. Like, these are things that I have to think about. I'm a basic videographer for myself. Like, I don't want to step on anybody's shoes because that is a whole art form. I have friends that are videographers and directors and stuff like that, and they do the daggone thing. I'm just figuring out how to do enough for me, You're also an email marketing specialist. So again, there are people who go to school for this, who get paid to do this. You're figuring out how to how to keep an engaged email list. You're figuring out how to get more people on your email list. Figuring out how to market things, how to give value to your email list. Like, this is a lot of work, and this is stuff that you should look into. You're your own marketer. When it comes time for you to release an album, you're pushing it to the right people. You're putting it in the right hands. You're coming out with a marketing strategy. Things like that. Like, that takes a lot of work, a lot of thought, a lot of effort, and a lot of work to make it stand out too, right? Because if you're an independent artist and you're smaller, it's going to take a lot more work for you to get noticed 9 times out of 10. Some people hit it big and great for them. But what I've learned is that it's going to take a minute for you to find your stride, to find your message, and then to be able to push your stuff to the right people, to find your right audience. I'm a t-shirt designer and merch designer. I design t-shirts. I design notebooks, all the things, to push my brand, to encourage other people. That's a big part of my message, is that I want people to know that they're loved. So I have like a love tee, or, at some point I had like bottle cap pins, that had inspiring messages in them, which I want to bring back. But yeah, like, finding out what is working with your brand and how you can make merch and stuff like that. And again, people get paid to do this. Like, that's their thing. A financial expert. You got to figure out how much money you need, how you're going to make this money. You're going to figure out budgets for things, how much it's going to cost you to get to the venue, how much it's going to cost you to set up, pay parking, little things like this. Like, you should be keeping like a record of all the money you're making and all the money you're spending. Like, even if it's in like a Google Doc sheet, you know what I'm saying? You have to be your own financial expert because people will screw you over all the time. You know, like how much should you be charging for this? Well, how much do you need to live? Let's figure that out, you know? Yeah, it's really important. Like, not that we do it for the money, but as an artist, you deserve to get paid because as I'm listing all this stuff, people get a salary yearly to do these things and you're doing the stuff for yourself, if not for other people. So why shouldn't you get paid for your art that you put so much work and time and effort into? Sending your music to an aggregator, which basically puts your music on Spotify, iTunes, you name it, any platform. That costs money. And that takes time. Advertising firm. Like I said, you're marketing yourself. Like, you are your own marketer. You are advertising your own things, your art. And it's up to you to come up with that message and to create something that actually resonates with other people. Legal advisor. Yeah, it's important. It's important to look into copywriting. It's important to look into if you're using samples from other people's music. It's important to learn all of that. Like, it's your responsibility to know the ins and outs of sampling other people's music or referencing their music. You see, if you put music on YouTube, it'll put like a copyright claim, right? If you cover a song by somebody. This has happened to me all the time. So it's because they want their cut. If you're making money from their music, it's only fair that you pay the original artist for their music. That's just how it works. Image consultant. So not only, again, like how you look, what your brand is, but also like, what are you wearing? Like, is this matching the person you say you are? Like, you talking about you're a soulful artist, but then you up there and like, I don't know, whatever, like something that's just not matching. You know what I'm saying? So like, you're your own image consultant. I use my friends. I take a picture in the mirror and I say, how does this look for tonight? I use my husband, but mostly my friends, like my girlfriends and my cousins and stuff like that. Like, hey, like, does this look okay? Does this look dumb? Like, is this, cause I'm not a fashion person. I think everybody is fashionable, but like, I just am not. And I just truly, if I could just wear sweatpants and a t-shirt every day, I would, right? Like, I wear things that I feel good in, but might not necessarily match the image I'm trying to portray. And so that's when you have other people come in and help you, or you figure it out yourself. Like, what colors do you want to use? Like, what pieces do you want to come together to help you create your image? You know, this is stuff that's important. You're a content creator. You're making YouTube videos, you're making social media posts, you're making podcasts, you're making, you know, again, Tumblr posts, whatever, blogging. You are a content creator. People, again, are making a living off of doing that. And you're doing that to promote your brand and to help other people. If you're a guitarist, maybe you're giving tutorials. You're a content creator. These are different titles that you can wear, different things that you can, hey, like, I actually have experience in this. Maybe I can help you out if you know, gain success, whatever you determine is success for yourself. You can help other people do that themselves. A branding expert. Now, I touched on this before about like your image, but like, what is your message? I was actually just talking to someone, shout out to Lennon Bone, check him out. I'm gonna tag him somewhere in this thing. But I was talking to him about my brand. Like, what is my messaging? It's a whole thing. It's a whole, like, again, there are whole companies who brand for people, who work on people's brands, you know? And you as an artist might have to do that yourself until you can build a team. Like, you have to figure out what your brand is. What is your message? Like, what are you trying to convey? What are you trying to promote? This stuff is really important. A photographer. You don't have to have a Canon. I'm a photographer, so I know this. I'm saying this to you. You don't need a fancy camera to be a good photographer, to have good content and images on your page. You know what I'm saying? You could use your phone. Phones today, or I don't even know where mine is. Phones today are really fancy. Like, sometimes, like, you seen, like, when I say hashtag shot on an iPhone, I have an Android and I figure it's just as good. But the point is, use what you already have to make great images, to create great pictures, to have something to post on your Instagram or on your blog or whatever. And then when you can get some money, hire a photographer. Hire a photographer to take some great images of you doing the things you love, you know? If you know a friend who's a photographer who needs to build their portfolio, ask them. If, you know, or save up the money again to support artists because they're working hard too. I can make a whole other video about all the things that photographers require, like all the work that they do, because it's not just snapping a picture and posting it. It's not that simple. It's a whole other working thing that I'll probably share in my other channel about photography. But until then, yeah, just understand that it's a lot of work and they should be paid. You're a videographer. Like I talked about before, I'm recording this on this video, and it's mad simple. It's just a tripod and a camera. If you don't have that, you can use your phone. Like, you're taking videos, you're making things. All the videos I made for my project I just put out, Play Volume 1, they're all, and again, I'll put the link below, they're all shot on my phone. Just capturing video of everyday life. You are a writer. You have to put together your bio. There are people, again, who get paid to write bios. You have to put together your bio, your EPK, meaning like basically a musical kind of resume, so to speak. Like, it's something like a one-sheeter to show people, like, this is, who I am, what I do, this is why I do it, and here's my most recent whatever. It takes skill to write something that concise and to be that, like, powerful. That takes work. So you're a writer. Whether you write a blog or something, or you write lyrics to a song, you are a writer. And that is a whole career in itself. You're a website builder and a creator. So I use Squarespace and I love it. It's great. But putting a website together takes time and effort. I have re-edited my website, I don't know how many times, like lots and lots of times. I have edited and re-edited my website. And people, again, get paid to do this. If I had the money, I could send it out and say, here's what I want, just do it for me, right? But no, like, what I'm doing takes time. It takes time to put it together. It takes time to press publish, because I'm not someone who is learned, so to speak, in like website design. That's not my thing. That's not what I went to school for. People can do that seamlessly and beautifully, and I just know my strengths. But I'm just grateful that I have stuff like Squarespace to help me to create websites that other people find beautiful. And I'm like, oh, thanks. Sometimes you'll be your own sound man, right? So you go to a gig, they don't have your sound right, and it's like, oh my gosh, you got to mess with the boards and stuff. Again, I am so grateful that I have my husband, because that is something that he actually like worked to do. Like, that is what he did for money, like work the sound. Like, people call like AV technicians or things like that. Like, at his various jobs, he would work the sound, whether it be in church or whether it be like at a business that he was working for. Like, he would be in there messing with the levels and stuff like that. And because he's so, again, learned in sound, he can help me with my music stuff too. He knows when stuff is too loud or too hot or something, or like work on the feedback and all this other stuff. Sometimes you have to be your own sound man or sound woman. Creative director. Again, as a photographer, I do this a lot. It's basically directing something creatively. So if you're doing, I don't know, if as a photographer, if you're doing a photo shoot of a person and they want to be, they want to have some lifestyle shots of them like in their business, it's up to you to set up to find the venue one. If you want to shoot in a coffee shop or something, or if you want to set up the background and like make it beautiful and have all these props and stuff like that, that is creative directing. And so you'll find yourself doing the same thing in your music videos. You'll find yourself doing the same thing in your posts and stuff like that. Like, it takes a lot of work and a lot of effort, and honestly learning your own eye to figure out like, okay, what do I like as a creative director? And again, there are people who get paid to do this on a regular basis, but you're doing it yourself. And I keep saying this, and I know I keep repeating myself, but it's true. You were doing a lot of work. You were doing so much work, and I commend you for it again. Backup vocalist. I do my own backup vocals. And again, there are people who get paid for sessions to do that, in sessions to do that. I do my own backup vocal work. You're also a composer. If you're writing your own songs, even if it's just instrumentation, that's composing, that's arranging, that's rearranging. That's a lot of work, and it's brilliant and it's awesome. You're a fundraiser. Crowdfunding, whether it's Patreon, whether it's selling EPs and albums, or selling merch, if it's crowdfunding with those campaigns that people have, whether it's GoFundMe or whatever the other one is called, where people come together and like, okay, this is the goal. We're trying to make $10,000. Like, if you pledge, I'll give you this, this, and this, and this. That takes strategy and it takes skill, because people are very stingy with their money these days, or have been in general. But, for fair reason, because they work hard for it. And so they want to make sure that they're giving their money in something they believe in, something they can trust. And it's up to you to get their hands in their pockets to give you money. And again, people work at corporations to do this, to raise money. Like, it takes skill. I actually had an internship at an organization, and I was working in the fundraising department, and I see how much work it takes to raise money. It is hard. It is hard. And as I mentioned before, like I'm a photographer and a writer, so that comes with its own set of things. I'm editing, I'm shooting, I am booking, I am managing, I am sending invoices. I like it's so much work with writing, you're editing and re-editing. It's just a lot, it's a lot. And so for all my independent artists out there, I just want to leave you with this. I am so proud of you. It takes so much work to do what you want to do to be a successful artist. And I know other people don't see it and they don't respect it, but I respect you. Start by respecting yourself. Start by not tearing yourself down for not being great or awesome. Like this idea even about like superstardom, they have teams around them. It's just you. Like there are people dressing them. You're dressing yourself. There are people booking things for them. You're booking yourself. There are people telling them what to do day to day. You're doing that yourself. And on top of that, you're still living a life. I listed 29 plus things that independent artists do, right? You're also a mother, a father, a sister, a brother, a daughter. You probably have a full-time job, like just all these things on top of this full-time job you have right here, which is promoting yourself as an independent artist. Be proud of yourself. Stand proudly in that because I am so proud of you. I am so proud of you. And I say this to you as I say this to myself because, like I said, I've been down. I've been like, nothing I do is good enough or whatever. And that is not true. Alicia, you are good enough. You are good enough. And if I'm good enough, so are you. And we're all just trying to figure this out. For the people who might have learned something today, respect artists. Please respect artists. Please. It is a lot of work that they're doing. And not only are they doing all this like behind the scenes work, they're making themselves vulnerable to you by sharing their art and their music. That is hard. That is hard because a lot of people who are criticizing them are in the stands. They're not even in the arena with them, like fighting. These artists are fighting for their lives every single day. And it's not your job to criticize them because you don't think they're good enough or you don't think they're making enough money or you don't think, they're not as successful or as big as you would want them to be because chances are they don't need to hear that because they probably do want to be successful and you're not helping by criticizing them. Listing all those things, what can you take on? What can you do for them? You know what I'm saying? Like if you really care about them, do this for them. Like take on something. Be like, oh, I'll post for you on Instagram or, like I'll come up with captions for you or I'll do your email or I'll take your pictures. You know what I'm saying? Be helpful, not destructive, not destructive. I'm also going to make another video on how to support artists because I also feel like some people don't know how to support artists. And they also feel like they have to spend money and that's not true. There are a million ways to support artists that don't require your money. It just might require your time or a repost or a retweet. I have artist friends and I just repost their stuff. That is support. Getting it to a bigger audience, like that is supporting. So I'll make a whole other video on that for y'all. For artists out there, know when to ask for help. Know when to ask for help and know when to rest. It is okay to rest. It is okay to not have all the answers. Use your calendar. Block schedule. Like 5 hours today, I'm recording videos. 5 hours today, I'm recording podcasts. 5 hours today, I'm going to work on my social media. 5 hours today, I'm going to work on my branding. Whatever you want to do, use your calendar. Use systems that support you and help you succeed. And set up systems so that you can succeed. So for me, a system is I batch record all my videos. I sit there for a day and I'm like, I'm going to record 5 videos today so that I'm not stressed out for the rest of the month and I have content coming out. I'm going to plan my social media for the month so I don't have to come every day and be like, okay, what am I going to post today? Because that takes a lot of brain energy too, right? No, I'm setting systems up in place so that I can be successful, so I can be on top of things and I can do the things that I really want to do, which is create music. Take your time and be okay with not having all the answers. No one's asking you to have all the answers right now. I'm not. Don't require that of yourself. You're just figuring this out. It takes time and work, and no one's giving you a book like, hey, this is how you do it. And even if they are, that way might not work for you. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay. It is a game of trial and error, but don't give up. Please do not give up. Keep going, right? Filter out the noise of all the criticism, all of the things that will have you down, that will tell you you're not enough, that will tell you to give up, that will tell you that your music is trash and you're a failure because you're not making any music, to just get a job and just whatever. Filter out all of that noise, right? You know why you're doing this. You know why you're here. You, of all people, are the only person that can believe in yourself enough to keep you going. Everybody else can say all nice kinds of things. Trust me, I've been there. I've been like, oh, people are saying such nice things to me, but I feel like trash. I feel like garbage. If you're not in your own corner, who else is going to be? So again, to all my fellow artists out there, I'm proud of you. I see you. Keep going, keep doing it. Let's do this together. Let's support one another. To people who are supporting other artists, be supportive, not destructive. Ask them how you can help them if you see them struggling, you know? And for those who are looking into becoming independent artists, let's get it. Now that you have an idea of all the things you need to do, let's figure out some things that are going to work for you, you know, to help you become a successful independent artist. So until next video, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Click like, subscribe, all that stuff. Share it with somebody. Share with whoever you need to if you need to show somebody this is actually what I'm doing every day. You know, do what you got to do. And I love y'all. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.